Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. We are back. Thank y'all so much for being here with us as we progress through the balance of the show. Of course, we've been teasing it all night, and it's been, I guess, a month since we've had it. And it's time for Big Rube to lead us in his segment that we like to call the Roundtable. It's time for the Roundtable, listeners. 804-402-2893 is the number to dial to cuss out Ruben if he says something stupid.
That's cool. I mean, I welcome that. And, you know, definitely hit us up on the Ain't No Half Steppin' Facebook page as well. Call in, join in, whatever. So today in the Roundtable, we got a few topics we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the big elephant in the room. Is it better? Is it better to be there, right there at a major live event, or is it better just to watch it on TV? Would it have been better for you to be at the Super Bowl, or would it have been better for you to sit at your house or wherever you were and watch it on TV? That's why. What do you think? And not just football. Let's say New Edition was in concert and they were playing on TV too. Would it have been cooler just to be there, or would you just sit there and watch it on your TV?
I would have rather watched it on my TV.
Why?
Well, company, depending on who I'm with. If I'm at the event, I mean, it's noisy. Maybe somebody's getting in my way I can't see or hear or whatever it is. I'm more comfortable at home.
Okay. So you wouldn't have spent
Unless it was a Michael Jackson concert.
That'd be an interesting concert to go to.
Well, I mean, it's not going to happen now, but.
Well, yeah.
You'd be a bad man if you could get him there.
Yeah. How about you, Mark J?
It depends for me. I know you want a definitive one way or the other answer, but I don't have one. It depends on how big it is to the world. And what I mean by that is if it's going to be like a whole lot of people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, those are the events I'm talking about. Anything that you could see at home, but you could actually go to. Like, for instance,
I understand the question.
Yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is, like, when I went last year to Madison Square Garden, I was in the building when Carmelo Anthony set the Madison Square Garden scoring record. That was great for me, and it was just a regular Friday night New York Knicks game, and it was great. I could have watched that on TV, but it was great to be there. The Super Bowl, I don't think I'd ever want to go to the Super Bowl. I think I'd rather watch that on television. That's just me. I'm not a party guy.
Cool.
You know, WrestleMania. I don't think I want to go to WrestleMania. I want to watch it on television. And so that's what I'm saying. It depends on how big it is.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to go, me personally, to the huge event that everybody else is jonesing for. I would much prefer to go to a house show for those wrestling fans out there than WrestleMania. That's just me.
Yeah, I mean, years ago I had the opportunity to go and be at like a Monday Night Raw live event where it was on TV, and then me and the people that I was with, you could directly see us all the time because of where we sat. And I mean, that was cool, but I miss commentating. You know, I like commentating. Super Bowl, I couldn't be in the bleed seats, the nosebleed seats. I couldn't do it. You know, going to a Redskins game, that's pretty cool. But being so high up at like the Super Bowl, something like that, I can't do that. I mean, I'd rather just chill at the crib with friends. Okay, Hakeem hit us up. TV is always better in his opinion. Commercials, expert commentary makes it better. Yeah, I agree with that, Hakeem. You know, it does depend on the event. I mean, like Redskins games, you know, regular season stuff is interesting. I went to my first playoff game a couple years ago. That was cool. It was just cold as, you know, balls. But it you know, it's just one of those things, man. Sometimes it's nice to be in the house for certain things, but like really big things, like Super Bowl, I would only ever go to something like that if I had a really good seat. Like all the way up, if I was halfway in the middle, I could roll with that. But all the way up, definitely not. All right.
I mean, I've done both. I mean, I remember the first time I went to see wrestling, and we keep talking about wrestling because I enjoy it and I enjoy going. But my very first time going to a live event here in Richmond, the Richmond Coliseum, this was probably fall of 1996. And I had literally front row seats. Like, when I say front row seats,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I was sitting ringside.
Yeah.
And, my favorite wrestler.
You got a folding chair.
Yeah, I had the folding chair. Exactly. Yeah. And my favorite guy at the time, and even now, is The Undertaker, and he was there, and I was close enough to be able to literally touch him if I wanted to. Like, that's pretty neat. Like, that's cool. If you've got access, if I have access to that, that does kind of change things for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about my current lifestyle. I don't want to go to the Super Bowl. But if I was wealthy enough to be on the sideline or maybe on the 50-yard line or something like that, or if I'm sitting ringside at WrestleMania,
You think about it.
it would change things. So my answer that I gave a minute ago was prefaced by the idea that the current Marcus J and the current Marcus J lifestyle, but all things considered, yeah, I might change it.
Okay. Now, we all have heard of for better or for worse. People get married. Some people like marriage. Some people don't. Some people stay married. Some people don't. But real, I mean, should you be allowed to get married in jail? Should you be married to somebody on the outside world when you in jail? Or even get married in jail to somebody in jail?
The Roundtable went there tonight.
It went there. What do you think, Marcus J?
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, look, everybody has a right to be miserable. I always say that. It's true. Everybody has a right to be happy too, but I mean, it always sounds better if you say miserable part. But anyway, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's dumb. I think it's stupid. I think it's asinine for anybody on the outside. I know people who've done it. Actually, I know a person personally who did that. I think it's dumb. I told him at the time that I thought it was dumb. And so, you go and you on the outside and you go and marry somebody that's on the inside. Why? Why not just wait until they come home? And if we're dealing with somebody who ain't coming home, then what are you doing? Charles Manson just got married. He ain't never coming home. He been in since 1969. Man, my entire life has been spent with Charles Manson in prison. And he just, it's like third, fourth time he got married to another dumb 25-year-old. But
he gets conjugal visits.
Okay, well, it's good for Charles. I guess if I was on the inside, I would want to get that conjugal. I wouldn't have no problem being married.
And she gets a tax write-off.
I don't understand why you would do it. I just don't understand why you would do it. Now, as far as people on the inside marrying each other, no, I don't think that I would be a fan of that. I mean, outside versus inside, if you want to, hey, go ahead and knock yourself out. But if both of them are on the inside, I think that you open yourself up for a lot of problems. You got the potential for conspiracy to do, things. Then you got the whole law about how you can't testify against your spouse in court. They'd figure out some sort of way to apply that in the prison. I just think there's just too many things that could go wrong with inmates marrying inmates. There's a reason why you ain't supposed to sleep with your cellie. They got a gay wing. You know what I mean? So, you ain't supposed to have sex with your cellie. There's a reason for it. So.
About you, S.Y., what do you think? Would you marry somebody who was in jail?
Would I?
Yeah.
I don't know. What am I getting out of this?
I mean, just married, if I'm correct, married people get a tax break.
No, that's all right.
It's not, the money ain't worth it?
No. That's not what being married is about.
But why are you looking at me like I'm crazy? Could I bring up money and we talk about getting married? That's legit.
No, not when you're in jail though.
But that's a perk of you being married. Your husband, you ain't got to worry about him cheating on somebody.
You can't even manage your duties as a husband in jail.
I mean, you decide to marry a dude in jail.
No. Mm-mm.
But I mean, you got conjugal visits, yo.
No, I won't either, because I'm not gonna visit you. You got yourself in there. You can talk to yourself, see yourself, and get yourself out of there. I don't have nothing to do with it.
Wow.
Nope. Will not. Mm-mm.
So you're trying to say?
No, I don't believe they should be able to get married.
So you're trying to say if Idris Elba was in jail and he wanted to marry you, you'd be like, nah.
That's his problem.
Oh, dang. Even Idris?
Even Idris.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah. My thing is, I thought that they go to jail and they lose freedom. I
They should,
I'm just
right,
saying.
they shouldn't
I
have
mean, you're supposed to
more,
lose freedom, but they get more meals a day than I get and stuff.
Yeah, they get a whole lot more than I
But
get.
I don't necessarily think they should be able to get married jail because, once again, the spouse who's outside jail gets benefits, just like, if I'm correct, just like they were married, in outside of jail. So I don't understand why the government would even allow.
Say that to me again.
If you're married, you get a tax break because you're married to someone.
Okay, what else do I get?
I mean, sometimes that might be enough.
No.
For some people, it is. I'm just saying. But you shouldn't get a benefit for somebody who has none. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to do, give him a ring? You can't give him a ring.
He can't wear it.
Yeah.
In jail.
He doesn't even deserve to be married. Why is he getting married? Or why is
But once
she getting
again, my
married?
opinion is, I thought you lose freedom in jail.
Okay.
But you have the freedom to get married.
No.
Hey, that's some stuff. Interesting.
They get TV. They get food.
But they can't control the channel.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of times we say they get TV, they get food, and all of those kinds of things, and all of that is valid.
They also get shanked.
But yeah, I mean, it's no fun being in jail.
I ain't trading my life for jail.
No.
Never.
I know someone who is incarcerated currently, and they are oftentimes making it difficult. Like, we talk about how jail is for rehabilitation and all that kind of stuff. But they make it difficult for you to rehabilitate yourself. You really do, because this particular person, I wanted to send some books and stuff like that, but I was told that you can't just send a book like you used to in the past, that it has to be like digital and all of that kind of stuff. And so you can't read a book. I can't
cut the pages out and put some shank in it.
I suppose, man, but it's just something that doesn't feel too good about not letting a person have a book. It's just something about that doesn't feel good.
Cool. Hakeem hit us up. Man, Hakeem is on point today. Why not let them get married? You can divorce your spouse if they go to jail.
What? Stop laughing. What?
I mean, if they're locked up for a certain amount of time, you can divorce your spouse legally. But once again, why would you lose that tax break? I'm just saying. When it's all, I mean, if your husband went in jail for 20 years, would you divorce him?
So I'm married prior to this.
Huh?
So I'm married to him before
Yeah.
jail.
Yeah, you're married into this, and he goes to jail. Would you divorce him? He gonna be in jail for 20 years.
Yeah, bye, honey.
So you would just be like, peace out?
What you want me to do with that?
I think that it depends. It depends on a lot of things. It depends on how I'm feeling about you before you got in trouble. That's a big part of it, because if I'm already not feeling you, and then you go and rob Macy's,
collect calls.
you know what I mean, or rob the bank or something. Yeah.
So you are madly in love.
I might be doing the happy dance if your ass goes to jail.
So you are madly in love, and she goes to jail.
It depends on what she went to jail for.
Look, straight up.
It depends on what she went to jail for. I'm mad in this analogy. I'm madly in love.
Mm-hmm.
What if she killed somebody defending me? You know what I mean? Or what if she killed somebody defending our children? Or her children, or somebody slapped her invalid family member. I mean, there's reasons that you can.
Yeah,
I'll go for those.
Yeah, but I mean, if she just decided,
she's just wilding out.
She just decided that she is gonna go and rob somebody. You know what I mean? And she's staging armed robberies with her and her 3 girlfriends.
Set it off,
yeah,
part 2.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That I might have a decision to make. I just,
The end is near.
But that's what, I don't know if
Yeah.
y'all watched the show Orange is the New Black, but that's kind of what
never
that show
watched
is
it.
about. It's a fabulous show. I love that show. It's fabulous. But the girl did something 10 years ago that came back to haunt her, and they came back 10 years later and put her in jail. She had to do 2 years, and she was engaged at the time. And so the dude had to hold it down on the outside. And,
Yeah, 2 years. 2 years is completely different from 20.
No, obviously.
So-
I won't spoil how it worked out for them, but suffice it to say, it was some challenging things that they had to deal with.
Yep. Cool.
I'm
So-
sorry. So sorry.
All right. Sweet. Sorry you hear that. So, sex is so prevalent in this world.
Hold up before you go on. I want one more question. You never watched Orange Is the New Black?
Who, me? Now?
Orange
It
is
comes
the New
on,
Black.
what, Hulu or something?
It's on
Netflix?
It's on Netflix, man.
I don't have Netflix.
I love that show. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's the
All
only
right.
way to watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I
Netflix.
can't watch it either then.
Yeah.
So,
No, sorry.
sex is so prevalent in the world these days. So prevalent that TLC has a show called All About Sex. It's 4 women, led by Margaret Cho.
Oh, good grief! Nobody wants to have sex with her.
Actually, she was in a polygamous
It's gotta be
relationship,
hilarious.
but that's beside the point.
Yeah. Whatever.
It comes on 11 p.m. on Saturdays. But yo, man,
She was
Gotta
in
be
a polygamous
hilarious.
relationship.
she was in a polygamous relationship.
Was she one of multiple women, or was she the only woman?
She is one of multiple women.
Okay, well, now it makes sense.
That's a polygamous relationship.
No, I got you, but I was trying to determine, the parameters here.
I mean, yeah, you don't see the other way around.
Sometimes you do.
No, that's called something completely different.
Okay, fair enough. Okay.
So, but yo, really, TLC has a sex show now. Is it too much sex in the world these days, or is it really not enough sex? I mean, do we not get enough talking about sex on a daily basis on TV amongst each other, whatever, or am I just
Maybe
like,
there's
yo,
so much violence, that's the only thing left to turn to.
sex?
Mm-hmm.
So we just got to talk about orgasms and all that stuff all day?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you roll?
Mm-mm.
I mean, you talk about sex all the time?
Nope.
But you just said.
What I said was, maybe there's so much fighting in the world today, that's the only thing left to turn to.
So, do you talk about sex on a consistent basis?
Once again, no.
Thank you. Mark J.
I have no problem with it, even though I'll never ever watch it.
I watched like 10 minutes of it. I was done.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
That's 9 minutes and 59
You'll
seconds
never
more
get back.
than I'll give it. I mean, I look at it like this: with everything else that's on television right now, why the hell not? I mean, I don't think there's any real need for it.
Yeah.
But if people want to watch, I mean, there's a show about little people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A whole community of little
Same
people,
channel,
which
TLC.
is kind of
TLC is really
just kind of weird to me.
dropping
But
some bombs.
you know, I mean, the most popular genre of television is the cop show or the hospital show. You know, and so if we can have many of our favorite shows be set in the police station or the hospital ward, why not have a show where they're talking about sex? Because the truth is, a lot of these people need some tips. You don't know what you're doing, or you've gotten kind of out of touch. So then you got to touch yourself.
I mean,
I bet they talk about that.
They do. They did talk
SMH.
about, and I ran across it last night. I'm just gonna be real with you. I ran across it last night. It was Margaret Cho,
Ugh.
some comedian
She's
who
so
was a
doesn't
virgin
look
till
for
she
me.
was 27. A sex doctor, a black sex doctor. She wasn't that cute, but it is what it was. And
How come the black one's the only one that you referenced how she looked?
What was it called?
none of them look, man. Because I need to reference Margaret Cho. We all know what Margaret Cho looks like.
No, okay. I'm just checking
I mean,
to see if there was any place
nah.
that I could mess with you.
Nah, and then the other chick was, I could be wrong, but I think is it the girl who played in the updated version of Hairspray. But I could be wrong on that.
Okay.
And she was just like, she was talking about she had a kid, and now she runs away from sex. And I'm just kind of just like, what?
Well,
You fell into that trap, yo.
I mean, a lot of people do that. I mean,
Yeah.
for a variety of reasons. You know, people feel how they feel about it. You know,
Yeah.
A lot of it is the interview process. You know, when you're interviewing, you go and you want that job.
Yeah.
You go in, you wear a nice
Do what
suit.
you do.
You know, and you do. You know, do you do windows? Oh yeah, I do windows. you know,
Yeah, I ain't doing no
You
damn
know,
windows.
and then you get the job, you don't do windows no more. So,
Nah.
you know, a lot of it has to do
But
with that.
is there a lot of sex just not in everywhere? Do you feel like sex is just really just slap you in the face?
I've gotten
a lot?
desensitized to it. I'll be honest with you. I don't really think about it, honestly. I mean, when it dawned on me that sex was selling hip hop music and beer, that's when it just started all running in together for me. The original generation of hip hop wasn't about booty clapping and shaking your ass and all of that kind of stuff. But you always saw, pretty girls, or what was perceived to be pretty girls in beer commercials. Whereas now you can't watch a video without seeing a shaky ass.
Yeah.
And, unless it's got a puppy or a Clydesdale, every single beer commercial's got a girl in it. So,
except for St. Ives, man. St. Ives didn't sell enough. They probably should have had some more booty in it.
Yeah,
Ice Cube just won't enough.
Yeah, well, the Colt 45 had cool ass Billy D. Too.
Oh, Colt 45 does it
every
every time. And real talk, Billy D was a sex symbol.
Yeah. So basically, even though he's a dude, we ain't checking for him.
Yeah, but nobody was checking for Q.
But it still fits what you saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got you. I can dig it. I didn't even think about it that way until you just made it plain. And it looks like that's why I just pulled it up for me. So I'm looking, and of course, as a man, ladies, we know that you guys don't always like this, but for us, it's always like we're visual. So we like to see. We like to. We like to check you out. We know what you're talking about. And Margaret Cho, she just doesn't do it for me.
No offense, she's just not hot.
No, none of these women are attractive to me. So to be honest with you, I got this thing about pretty girls in television. You either got to be very attractive or just a badass for me to like dig your show. Like Law and Order SVU. Olivia's not like super attractive, but she's a badass.
Yep.
Yeah. Whereas Taraji, who, Taraji's been like, Taraji would be the hall pass, like for real. She would be the hall pass, but she bad. I love her.
Hall pass. Wait, you don't think she's attractive?
No, you're not understanding what hall pass.
Oh
means.
no, that hall pass. I thought we were talking about in the context of whatever. I know what you're talking about.
Yes. Okay. Stay with me, Ruben.
Hey,
it's like
man.
that show's gonna be out of order because they drinking.
Yeah, they drink wine too.
They're
Which
gonna get drunk and
which
all
is
sorts
always-
of stuff is gonna start coming out.
This.
Yeah,
all the people, all the business gonna come out.
Well, half the binge is already out in the first, in the trailer.
I couldn't watch that because.
How much
Ain't
of
no
this can you
attractive women
talk
up.
about?
No, I like to watch The View, and ain't nobody checking for Whoopi. So,
She's still in the View,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, she's on hiatus now because she had back surgery, but yeah, she's still on The View.
but it's like 5 women. Isn't Alicia Tyler still on the show?
She was only a guest. She was never legit. She was never legit. I haven't
I think
watched.
she's attractive.
What show is
She's
she
just
on?
tall.
She is on the
She
show though. What show is she on?
Aisha Tyler?
Yeah, she is on a talk show. What is it?
She
I don't
was on
know.
The View for
What's
a
the
while.
one with Wesley Snipes? Cheryl Underwood.
Shut up! Shut up! Yo, that's so ill. You just called her Wesley's name.
She looks like Wesley Snipes.
I
to
don't
me.
even know, but that's funny.
I'm sorry. No offense, Cheryl. I'm sure if she's a comic too, I probably shouldn't say nothing bad about her because she would probably break me down.
Don't
Yo,
worry, we got
I'm
your
sorry.
back. We got your back.
You got my back?
Yep.
Oh, okay, because I'm the funny looking short guy. So fix your mic. So you did something to your mic. I lost you for a second. Double check. We still got you.
Yeah, you should. We good?
We good.
All right.
Yeah. Had a little technical difficulty. We
And,
good.
and it's interesting. We talked about SVU.
Okay, before you do that,
Uh-oh.
the comments. You got to get the comments
Yes, comments.
as they come in. Joy is she is mentioning when we were talking about the events.
Mm-hmm.
She says that it depends on the event. She doesn't do crowds. So that was kind of what my thought process was when I talked about myself. So
You sound like a whole lot of people sometimes.
Nah. Sometimes you want to get in, you want to get out. Hey, Hakeem is checking for us. Tell the listeners what Hakeem just said to us, man.
Yeah, he says y'all cats are legitimately crazy.
Yeah, you think we crazy, Hawk? You gotta tell me. You
Come on now.
You gotta tell me where you think we crazy, man. Because you know how you would be if you was up
Because
there
he
with
called
us.
Cheryl Underwood Wesley Snipes, man. That came out of nowhere.
That was one of those moments when you and Joy. Thank you, Joy. Joy is telling me that it's the talk. That's one of those moments when my thought spilled out of my mouth by accident. The filter wasn't turned on. I always thought.
Hey, you're not even drinking any wine today.
She was thinking out loud.
She looks like Wesley's character
Stop.
from Tu Wong Fu, yo. Stop. She does, man. She does. Like she looks like
No,
Tu Wong Fu.
Stop
That's
it.
better.
That movie was so horrible.
No, it wasn't. I love that
That's
movie.
better.
Yeah, you didn't like Tu Wong Fu, man?
That movie was so horrible.
Oh my gosh, that movie, Tu Wong Fu. What is it? Thanks for something, Julie Newmar.
Do I look like I know?
Julie
That movie was horrible.
No, man, nah.
Yes, thanks,
Patrick
Julie
Swayze.
Newmar.
and whatnot, and John Leguizamo. Well, that movie's great. Hakeem, you
Yeah.
got to tell me if you agree with me. Too Wong-Fu. I know. Us
Jesus.
tough guys, we're not supposed to admit to liking.
I can't help it. Look.
Oh, Jesus. She pulled it up.
Did she?
Yeah, she pulled the Tu Wong Fu picture.
As soon as I'm looking at this picture,
He said that
you're
there's
so
a.
right.
He said that Hakeem just said there's a few things that we've been in here wilding out on, but this one is what really made him say something. All right. Oh, and so she pulled up Tu Wong-Fu. You gonna tell me that don't look like Cheryl Underwood? Come on, man.
Stop.
You gonna tell me?
He was way too small to look like Cheryl Underwood.
No, I'm just talking about all
She
about
got
the
a twin.
face.
She looks terrible. He looks
my-
terrible.
The truth is, though, John Leguizamo looked like a straight chick, and
He's fun,
and
though.
so does Patrick Swayze look like a straight chick, but Wesley Snipes
He
looks like a
can't,
dude
man.
dressed like a chick.
Yeah, it's horrible. That movie's so bad.
Oh my goodness, I loved it though.
She got a twin.
I'm glad you loved it,
All
cause
right, Joy, because Joy said I have to. I'm gonna stop, but Joy is telling me that I'm going in too hard, so
All right,
let me
all
take
right.
it down a bit.
So-
Sorry, Joy.
no problem. Next one. Speaking, you said SVU. We live in a dark world these days. Apparently, on TV we watch SVU, Criminal Minds, Stalker, Grimm, Constantine, Arrow, The 100, etc. That sort of thing. But people are up in arms about this Nationwide commercial last night. Really? Did you see? You saw a Nationwide commercial?
Nah, I
didn't
heard
you?
about it. I
Did you see a Nationwide
Is that
commercial
the one
last
with
night?
The dog and the horse.
No, that's the one with the boy.
Did the little boy die or something?
The boy's
Oh,
like, hey,
that's
I want to do this, but I can never do this because I died in the bathroom. He died and he
Yes.
drowned
and
in the bathroom.
They showed the bathtub.
Yeah. People are up in arms about how bad that commercial was. But
What
you
a
watch all
horrible
this crap on
commercial.
TV?
That was a horrible commercial.
That was not.
To put in the middle of the Super Bowl.
Oh, placement is one thing. Placement is one thing. But, I agree with it. I like the commercial. You want to know why I like the commercial? I like the commercial because it made people think about something. Because nobody knew where that commercial was going until he's like, I'm not going to be able to do these things because I died. And they showed the picture of the bathtub, water overflowing. He had drowned in the
It
bathtub.
was a downer though for the in the middle of the Super Bowl. It was a downer.
But
Yeah.
but you could say it was a downer. But what it said is you need to be watching out for your kids.
Okay, and I understand that, but not
parents
in the middle of the Super
aren't watching
Bowl.
out for their children. It's a positive message, and you can see them be mad about it or whatever.
Not
but
in
it
the
got
middle
your
of the Super
attention.
Bowl.
But it got your
It
attention.
gets my attention, just
I-
like the crying dogs commercial.
Hakeem, SY, and me, we all agree. It just was misplaced. It didn't belong in the Super Bowl.
Hey man, they pay a whole lot of money.
To put whatever they want, and that's fine. I can dig
Exactly.
it. I can dig it. I can dig it. You can. Hey, look, man. If you want to put a commercial for the new Saw movie on the Super Bowl, then by all means, if you pay your money, do what you can do. It's just that I didn't watch. Pretty much where I was.
You couldn't watch
and
all
I was miserable last night too. Trust me, y'all. I was miserable. But where I was, I wasn't in a position to be able to watch the halftime,
Yeah.
the commercials, any of that stuff. So I missed all of that. And most of what I know, I picked up on just listening to radio.
Yeah.
During the
Halftime
day
was a little weak.
to today. And the general consensus to a man, to a person, to a woman, everybody hated the Nationwide commercial. They all hated it. And I got your point. It get your attention, cool. But just because you got my attention doesn't mean that it's cool.
Now, my question is, people hated it because the placement, whatever. It is what it is.
They just thought it was morbid.
But I mean,
For the Super Bowl, a festive event.
but that was not the only thing that was not the only like horrible commercial that was there. Like bad, sad commercial. There was like one or two more. But everybody's harping on this Nationwide commercial because you
that's
know
the
what?
one that
because it
resonated
was
the most.
Because you know what? People don't like truth, man. And for a lot of people, I hope they realize, maybe I need to start watching out for my kids a little better. Maybe I need to be checking out, make sure everything's good. Maybe I shouldn't leave my kids, hey, I'm going to go do this and just leave them and forget about them. Because there's so many children who die because parents aren't paying attention. And not just that, they're not childproofing their kitchens and stuff. And like they showed one of them under the sink with the little pods, and apparently some kid ate a pod or whatever, which has chemicals that wash your clothes that's gonna kill you. and just stuff like that, man. I think it sent a very positive message. Now, the shock value is incredible. And I think for something like that, you have to go for a tremendous shock value. If you would have saw it you're not going to see that doing wrestling.
Right.
You're not going to see that doing your soaps. You may see that during the news, but you're not going to see it any other time. And when you have the most people watching TV at any one time, boom, you put it there. A lot of people are upset about it, but you know what?
Well, Said is asking a very good question.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think of this question. Said, thank you for this question. Said says, what if you were at a Super Bowl party and one of the guests had a child who died? Then what?
I mean,
I don't know that I want to deal with death while I'm supposed to be having fun. I didn't see the commercial, so I probably shouldn't even really say too much about it.
No, it's a fair commercial. It's a good commercial.
Yeah, I've always thought it was silly to get so caught up in the commercials, actually, because I'm that guy that fast forwards every commercial on my DVR, so I don't care about commercials.
But the Super Bowl commercials are big.
I couldn't care less about Super Bowl commercials, any other commercial. I understand why other people do. I get it, but I couldn't care less.
I mean, you have that commercial, and then you had another commercial about the movie Ted 2 when they're trying to go and steal sperm from Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Hold on, really?
That sounds stupid.
and you're gonna laugh at that.
I tell you what, because it's silly.
But you're not gonna pay it instead of people being mad about it
because you don't want to have your mood brought down during the Super Bowl. You would laugh about something silly and vulgar because that's what we do. But you don't want to see a little kid dying. Come on, Ruben, how do you not get this?
You don't see the child.
Yeah,
dying.
but the whole point is, he does. I mean, like the commercial. There was a Fiat commercial where there was a Viagra pill that was a part of it. I don't know if everybody paid attention to that, but they said that the new Fiat got an extra jolt, and the metaphor was Viagra. That actually was pretty cool because when they showed the old Fiat versus the new pumped up Fiat, that was pretty cool. Like, that's the kind of stuff that people want to see during the Super Bowl. Like, you don't want to be thinking about a kid dying. I hear you. I
get it. I understand, but as Nationwide said, preventable accidents are the number one cause of death among our children. Right. And and I understand how people feel. Well, you should have put that during the Super Bowl. But where else are you gonna have something that important? Everybody's watching it. Hey, if you want to tell everybody you got a movie coming out, hey, we can put it during Super Bowl.
I don't think you understand the point.
I completely understand the point. I just disagree.
Okay, there you go.
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with being a man on the island. But I just think that
it's usually me out there, so it's nice to see somebody else out there for a change.
It's about kids, man. And I think the problem is it's never the good parents, It's just parents. There's some parents who think they're great, and they just, my kid can do this by themselves. Oh, my kid can walk down the stairs by themselves, and they're like 1.5 years old. They shouldn't be walking downstairs by themselves. What the hell is wrong with you? I'm just saying. Got me heated on that one.
Obviously.
So, real talk, man. People can't eat what they want to eat. People can't just go to a Waffle House and sit and have some waffles and some food without everybody making a huge deal about it. So what? John Legend and his wife and Kanye and his wife went to the Waffle House. They can't go to the Waffle House anymore because they got money? What's wrong with the Waffle House? I need to know why people made such a big deal about going to the Waffle House.
Okay, did I miss something? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah, this weekend there was a double date at the Waffle House, and it was John Legend, his wife, and Kanye West and his wife. And somebody tweeted about it. Next thing you know, it's like, why they at the Waffle House? Why they eating at the Waffle House? And people had issue with them eating at the damn Waffle House. You got an issue with them eating at the Waffle House? That's why.
No.
Did you understand why they had an issue eating at the Waffle House?
Nope, didn't even know they was at the Waffle House.
See, and that's cool because you're detached, and that's okay.
No, I'm not. It just doesn't seem to be important.
But apparently for a lot of people it was. It was like, oh, they're at the Waffle House. I'm like, why can't they go to the damn Waffle House and eat?
I don't know that it would have been that they can't go there and eat. Maybe it was a bunch of starstruck people.
Was it really shocked that
they just
some people just went to the Waffle House? I
don't know.
I'm just saying.
I'm buying
Marcus J, you got a
it.
comment on that, man?
I mean, it's people thinking that because you're rich, you're supposed to be sipping wine and caviar all the time. And I think it's disingenuous to lay your issue on somebody else. You know what I mean? You got your shit and they got their shit. If they choose to go and eat at Waffle House or Ruth's Chris, what difference does that make? I just think that we care too much about the lives of people who we'll never meet. And if it comes all the way down to us caring about where they eat, that's just stupid to me. Like, I haven't heard that story, and I don't even know what to say. Hakeem says he misses the Waffle House. we don't have no Waffle House back home in Jersey. At least not that I know of. I never even saw Waffle
Just
House.
go on 22 and go to Checkers.
It's been
Waffle House the beast.
It's been at least 10 years or more since I ate at the Waffle House.
You and Miss J should just go
I'm
to Waffle
sad
House
because
one
we
day.
don't have
Yeah,
White
I'll pass
Castles
on that.
down here.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah, I mean, it's been probably that long since I ate at White Castle. We got one right there in Jersey City, right at the corner of Newark Avenue and Kennedy Boulevard, and I spent many a late night coming home from the club.
At
Just
Waffle House.
being
You'd be like,
in the
give me
street,
5
You know
cheeseburgers.
what I'm saying? You know,
Some
it's right up
fries.
right up there in Waffle House. And so, yeah, no, Waffle House, what am I talking about? White Castle. Yeah, I'm sorry.
First time I ate at White Castle, man, I was really shocked. I was like, wow, this is really good.
But you know what's
good.
funny? It's
And
okay.
this smells
You know,
crap.
and the myth of it being laxative, I think, is in fact myth. I mean, if you're gassy by nature, then you're just gonna be gassy no matter
Yeah.
where you eat. But I remember when I was coming up, it was somewhat a treat to go to Waffle House. Why do I keep saying Waffle House?
Because you need to go to Waffle House.
White Castle.
It was kind of a big deal to go to White Castle because there was only one in Jersey City. Like literally, there was one in Jersey City, and there was one, I believe, on Springfield Avenue in Newark. Hakeem, help me with that if you're still listening, if I got that right location in Newark. But those were the only two in that area.
Yeah.
Isn't there one on 22?
There
I
might
think I used
be.
to go to one on 22.
I don't know if there being one on 22. Hakeem, help me out with that one too. Is there a Waffle House?
You know what?
Go to
Is
Waffle
there
House.
a White Castle on Route 22 anywhere within driving distance of Jersey City and Newark? And is there Worcester Street in Newark? I think it's Springfield Avenue. But yeah, Waffle House, issues with Kanye and John Legend eating there.
Yeah.
I just think that, you know, people want to be complaining about something. I don't know.
Cool. Before we side note, John Legend destroyed it last night when he sung "America the Beautiful." He was by far the best singer there.
I can dig it.
Period. Point blank.
I'm not a fan of his. I understand.
What?
I don't care for John Legend. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not like I'm on no.
He's okay.
Yeah, it's no
I
beef or
mean,
nothing. I mean, I don't. It's not like
He's
I'm walking
okay.
around. I hate.
And
John
I don't think he
Legend.
did that great a job
It's not
last
like
night
that.
either.
I mean, I've heard, the several people who I know who saw that, they all said that he knocked it out of the park. I didn't see
I
it.
think the best performance was that 3 minutes Missy Elliott had.
Yeah, well, I didn't see that either. Maybe I'll go on YouTube and
I
look it
mean, that came out of nowhere.
I mean, I just jumped up and started dancing with her. That was it.
I mean, Missy Elliott from
Every
from
time I hear that name, Missy Elliott,
Portsmouth, VA.
all I want to say is "badonk donk donk." I just want to go "badonk badonk donk."
I was mad though.
I don't know. I guess I do know why, but
Yeah.
it worked.
That's what she did last night.
Yeah, she did that.
Every-
I was mad though because they played the I can't remember the name of the song that Sierra's in. Out of Control.
Okay.
And I was just like, yo, man, I need Sierra to bust out there real, because I love that song. Yeah, she ripped it. A lot of people saying that Katy Perry was lip syncing last night.
Yeah, I think so.
I didn't think she was, but
So what if she was?
I think so.
Yeah,
It was
I don't care.
Her you can kind of tell her performance was quite weak. She's real.
Did y'all? I did see them talking about the Sharks not even dancing together.
yeah, somebody made something about damn sharks. I wasn't paying attention to damn sharks.
Hakeem
The
is
Sharks-
agreeing with you about John Legend. By the way, he said he killed it.
Yeah,
Never
I
sounded
was.
so beautiful.
I didn't care. See, that's the whole thing. People were like, "Well, the sharks." I was like, "The sharks." Hold on, man. I'm looking at Katy. I ain't looking at no damn sharks. I'm just being honest
I
about
don't
it.
like looking at her. I don't think she's attractive, but I do like her music. I feel like I played a Katy Perry song.
I kind of like Katy Perry.
I played it one day, and I'm gonna call him out. He ain't here to defend himself. But one day, me and Big Bro Joe was at the crib, and me and Big Bro Joe, for years, we've had this thing called the Wrong Songs Party. We stole it from Russ Parr. If anybody know who Russ Parr is, and how they would, on Fridays for like 20 minutes, they would play them songs that you didn't like to tell your friends you liked. If you grew up in the 80s, you know what songs we talking about. Well, we kind of adopted our own Wrong Songs Party. So we was doing it. I would play 2 or 3 songs, and he would play 2 or 3 songs. And we found ourselves going back and forth playing, Katy Perry songs. And Mama J looked at us like, for real, yo.
I mean, I
like, she's not for you.
Yeah, man. Did you just steal Katy Perry from me?
Katy Perry's not horrible.
Nah.
She's not a
She's
horrible
not.
singer.
She's not bad. She's
I'll
not
probably
bad.
never go see her in concert.
Nah, I ain't gonna go see her. I tell you who I don't get though. I don't get the other one. What's the other one? The little real skinny tall one that didn't have no clothes on New Year's and was cold as hell. Oh shit.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I don't think she's
She
attractive.
does okay.
No, I don't get the Taylor
I
Swift
kind of
thing.
like her. She
No.
does pretty good.
White guys like her because
No.
she's skinny.
She reminds me of like.
No offense.
She reminds me of the geeky boy in gym class. That's what I don't get the Taylor Swift thing. But hey, man.
I mean, some people get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought Pepsi put a lot of money into it. I mean, she
Pepsi
came in
put
on a
a
Tiger.
lot of money.
Well, I will say this about the
Yeah, the Tiger thing
Super
was kind
Bowl.
of hot.
I mean, the fact that, and like I said, interest of full disclosure, I didn't see it. But after, we got to see Janet Jackson's boobs, they went real old for like
Tom
5-6 years, because they were scared of seeing boobs again. Me personally, I didn't have a problem seeing Janet Jackson's boobs.
I don't think anybody.
That's
nobody
just
really
that's
had a
just me.
problem.
I
I'm
didn't
sure
I
you
didn't
didn't.
I didn't have a problem with it, and
I'm hungry.
the fact that she got fined all that money, that was random. Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Not sure where that came from. Hakeem says the Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, them girls got skills. You wouldn't see them live. Don't think they're attractive, but they make good music. So
Yeah.
he's definitely
Yeah.
he's agreeing with us. So I can dig it. Thank you, Hakeem.
I like
people,
Taylor Swift.
People really,
Shake it off,
and I
shake
hate
it
to deep you
off,
off, but people gave really bad marks last year for Bruno Mars, and I thought Bruno
that was pretty good.
he crushed it.
He
I thought
did
Bruno
a good
Mars
job.
crushed
He did a,
it.
You know,
he did a pretty good
you know what
job.
Bruno Mars is? He's James Brown and El DeBarge's love child, right?
He does look like them.
Yeah,
Right?
and that new song he got
Like
out,
seeing hair dancing, the
That-
clothes, the shoes.
and that new song he got out, catchy is all get
What
out.
new song? I don't know.
Uptown Funk,
Oh, that's Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars, yeah, girl, yo, he kills
What?
it. Yes,
I'm gonna need you to never say "yeah, girl" again. Never again.
And he did that well, right?
I did.
Joy said that John Legend is the man. And
Yeah.
she specifically pointing you and me SY because we both said that.
And he's
John
all
Legend.
right.
He
I,
all right.
he'll have
Whatever.
to do. He is
Whatever.
what he is now.
I never need to hear ordinary people again in the rest of my life. I
Okay.
swear, if I hear that song one more time, I'm going to like suffocate myself.
He's
okay?
one of those voices
Ordinary
that
people.
will never change. All of his songs will have the same tone.
he doesn't.
I don't like it. I don't like his
horrible.
voice.
What's wrong with
terrible.
I'm sure he did great last night, and I mean no disrespect to the guy. I
You
just don't. I
said
don't
he
like
said
his.
John Legend can't sing, yo.
I don't like his voice.
No, I didn't say he can't sing. I said
You know
he
who
did
they
all
should
right. He's
get?
not
They
that
should get
great.
Ray Charles to sing it again.
Stop.
Just play the tape.
You know what?
That's
was
not cool.
Nice.
Okay.
That's so be.
But we did that with Michael Jackson earlier. I just did Ray
I want
Charles
you
now.
to take time out and you count those paint strokes. And when you find out how many paint strokes it is while you're thinking about what you did, then you come back to the table, young man.
Oh my God! You sound like
You could at
like
least
one of
said-
those nuns in high
Yeah.
school, man.
You could at least said, the Michael Jackson hologram. I would have gave you.
I'm
credit
just
for that.
saying. I mean, actually, what I was alluding to was how they could have played the tape, but y'all just immediately attacked me, so I
Yo,
went with it.
Yo, she attacked you. I didn't do nothing.
I didn't attack him. What are you talking about?
He just said you attacked him. I didn't attack him.
I didn't attack him.
You
I
just
thought
told
were
him
looking
that.
for Bruno Mars.
You just told him to.
So
call himself-
Hakeem said it is not the White Castle. See, said it right. White, it's not on Springfield Avenue, so I was wrong. He's not sure where it is in Newark, but he is pretty sure there is one on Route 22.
Yeah, it's near 22 by not too far from Bloy.
You're looking at me like I have a clue
just
about
saying.
what the hell you're talking about.
I'm not talking. I'm talking to Hakeem. It's not too
Don't
far
look at
from
us,
Bloy.
I'm googling it right now
Oh,
because
Jesus. Well, while you're googling it, we're gonna move on to something else.
Yes, let's move
Because we
on.
got 2 left.
We got 2 more. Okay.
So, when women,
Yes,
older women,
it's in Greenbrook, which
Good.
is going out towards Plainfield. So
Good.
yes,
Okay.
you're right.
so when older women mess with younger men, they're called cougars.
Yes.
What are guys called when they mess with younger women? Normal?
Lions.
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 No, I'm serious though.
I don't know.
I mean, other than like cradle robbers and stuff like that, because when you see an older man with a younger with like a way
Sugar
younger
daddy.
woman,
Sugar
they
daddy.
get sugar daddy. They look down upon. But don't have this older woman with some 21-year-old dude who's cut. Oh my God, you're such a cougar. And it's like, really?
Maybe
I
they
mean,
go-
why is that a positive and dudes looked at as felons?
I mean, it's perception. I mean, it really does depend. I mean, I could totally see me as somebody who wouldn't have that much of an issue with either or. You know, I mean, if I ended up, with a woman that was 20 years my junior, then so be it. I guess at my age now,
You'd be smiling.
yeah, I would definitely smile a lot.
And who would know?
But
You
at
look
my
so
age-
good.
But thank you, darling. But
He's kinda
but
married.
but unfortunately, at my age
I know
now,
he's married.
Just let you know.
girl, man, please knock it off. Dig yourself, Ruben. But at my age now, there is no way that you would see me with a 60-year-old woman. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry.
But there's some.
It's not politically correct, but
What about you?
only way you're gonna
What
see
about
me
me?
with a 60-year-old woman is if I'm the 60-year-old guy standing next to her.
What is your opinion on that? I mean, why is it positive for an older woman to get a younger man, but it's negative for an older man to get a younger woman?
I don't think that I agree
I
with
don't even
that.
see where it's so positive.
Yeah,
that
I don't think that I agree with that.
The older woman has a younger guy.
You don't think cougar is a positive term, or is used in
I
a
don't
positive
think
way?
that. I don't know that I would say that it's positive. It's
No.
just
But a
kinda-
sugar daddy is completely not positive.
I don't know that
I don't see either one of them positive
or negative. Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I could care less who you date and how old they are.
So basically,
As
If
long
you
as
were-
it's not
if-
my
if-
70-year-old dude trying to get my 19-year-old daughter, we cool.
what's wrong with that? What if your
It's not-
19-year-old daughter likes a 70-year-old?
She don't.
See, first of all, you don't be knowing that.
I don't be knowing that.
That's right. You don't be knowing that because if she's hanging out with him, maybe she likes him.
Okay.
But it's cool for you to go out and get some 21-year-old kid who's just fresh out of college and
No, it's not cool.
looking like Marky Mark. It's not cool.
Well, wait a minute. He looked like Marky Mark.
See, there you go. Right? I'm just saying. There's a double standard there.
No, it's not cool.
Why is that not cool?
I'm not dating a 21-year-old.
That's not what I asked you. But why is that not cool?
It's just not. That would be the age of my child. I'm dating a child.
But there are women who do that.
Okay, so I mean, I can't speak for them. I don't know. I don't
You
know
can't
what you
give me
want
any
to.
straight answer to that, can you?
I mean, I don't have a problem with who dates who and why and.
So you're trying to say you wouldn't date a 25-year-old dude?
No, I wouldn't date a 25-year-old
Why?
dude because I think 25 is not where I'm trying to go. What am I going to do with a 25-year-old? I already have a 28-year-old.
I think the question is, what is he going to do with SY?
He can't do nothing with me.
I mean, a whole bunch of women out there disagree with you.
Then they can have him.
So I'm just saying.
I don't want him. I don't want anybody's child. I'm trying to get mines I have
But
in
you
my house
always
to
get
move
somebody
on.
else's child, regardless they 49 or 52.
I'll take him 49, but I won't take him 21.
I think what she's saying to you,
He
Ruben,
got
whether you get it, I'm not sure if you get it or you don't get it, but I think what you're saying is that for her, they would be at two different places in their lives, and that's not a place that she's looking to revisit. And while it's possible that his youth could certainly play a positive role in certain aspects of their life together, the overall package wouldn't be worth it to her. Is that pretty good?
That is correct.
So why you just say that?
Because I like my PR agent.
so it's fair to say that you're a complete disagreeing on Stella got her groove back. You feel like that movie is just not a good idea. Just saying.
Winston.
No, I don't think so.
So okay, cool.
Did y'all know that Esther Roll was over 20 years older than John Amos on Good Times, and Isabel Sanford was also over 20 years older than Sherman Hemsley on Jefferson's. Both of them.
You could tell.
Both of them were well over 20 years older in real life.
Yeah, you could tell that. Oh, man. John Amos he was way younger.
I don't know that I agree with you on that. No, I don't agree with that.
I thought he was.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. But, I mean, he was a lot younger there than you think he was.
Yeah.
He was like 34.
Really?
Yeah, he was very young, and yeah,
he didn't look it.
Yeah, he was like 30. He was like 34.
Wow.
And whatnot. And Sherman
He's still
Hemsley,
around.
he was like he was similar age. He's only a little bit older. So he was like when he was playing George Jefferson on All in the Family before they got on the show.
When they were neighbors.
When they was neighbors, he was like 35. Yeah.
Yeah, he lived a long life too.
Yeah.
All right. So
They had him frozen in carbonite forever before they finally put him down. How crazy is that?
hey, man.
Him. Who else they had like that? James Brown. They had like that.
When you got the money, yo.
I mean,
I'm trying to live forever.
I wonder how many people got the frozen in carbonite reference.
Just let me
I know you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but most people didn't get it. Okay, that's a Star Wars reference for those folks. You know, what you got, Ruben?
So, last one.
Last one.
As we were talking about cougars and sugar daddies and all that stuff, you know, we talk a lot about gender roles. And just let me know if you've heard these things before. You know, you can't raise a man. I'm pretty sure you've heard that. Yep. Can't turn a hoe into a housewife. I'm pretty sure we've heard that before.
I don't know that one.
You never heard that? That's why? Marcus, you've heard that, right?
I'm offended that she's going to expect us to sit here and really believe
Yeah.
you ain't never heard that phrase before. And you've never heard
Well, she
that
doesn't
phrase?
listen to rap, so it's very possible.
Man.
I will give her a pass on that, but that's a very popular reference from like the 80s, the late 80s. And early rap, they used to say that all the time.
Okay. I
thought
thought it was one of those common
I thought it was
thoughts
too, but you know, some people, if you don't listen to NWA or any other type of real rap back in the day, you know, what's that about?
Real rap?
Yeah, because the late 80s was real rap. When you call your significant other a wifey and you ain't married, I'm pretty sure y'all have heard that before, you know.
Or bae.
Or I freaking hate that term.
I actually like bae.
I don't like it at all. But that's
What's
the
up,
point.
What's up, bae?
I hate that.
Hey, you'd have to be.
You'd have to be
bae.
I think of that. Wax,
everybody can't get bae.
I think of that wax song. Hey, baby. Hey, I was like, oh God, hurt my head.
How it go?
Huh?
How it go?
I'm not saying it anymore.
Joy is
Sorry.
agreeing with us. She's like, really, SY? You never heard you can't.
No, I haven't. I'm sorry. I had better things to do with my time than listen to rap music.
Oh, my
Yeah,
goodness.
whatever.
My goodness.
Also, you know how men and women degrade each other just so much. However, you know, I saw a meme one day about how I think it was. I don't know. It might have been from the Dating Pool Diva, but it was somebody in her crew or whatever, and they put up a meme with, I don't know people who watch Criminal Minds, but you know you have Shamar Moore, who is Derek something, I can't remember his name, and the computer woman Penelope, and it's like how basically it says something to the effect of, you know, how would you like it if, you know, every man treated their woman like Derek treats Penelope? And if you don't watch Criminal Minds, they're very good friends, but he treats her like gold. He's like, yo, he says the nicest stuff to her, and you know, he hugs her
They're gonna
and
have an
stuff like
episode when
that.
those two get together.
There,
Watch.
God knows that's not gonna happen.
Watch.
Well, that's
Let's
not
bet
gonna
on
happen.
it.
So, why is it so prevalent? And I am speaking directly to the black community on this one. Why is it so prevalent in our community that we treat each other like crap? Or am I just tripping? Am I really tripping on this?
You're definitely not tripping.
That we treat who like crap?
Each other.
Each other.
Significant others. I mean, you know, whatever. It's so rare that and then you have Derek, who is a black man, and Penelope is white, and he treats her probably better than most men treat their wives. Yes, it's a TV show, but he never yells at her. He always gives her a hug. I mean, this guy's supposed to be perfect on this show. So, but I don't understand why we have such issues with each other, why we can't treat each other nicely.
Well,
I know it's a big topic that we're going to cram into like 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to this than the time that we have now. But the short version is you have so many people that are exhibiting slave mentality. Mm-hmm. And they're exhibiting a lot of the bad behavior and habits that we picked up during that time in our history that we haven't learned how to shake it. Not everything, that might be hyperbole. A lot of what we deal with comes directly from those experiences, from the man not being in the home. You know, the man was taken out and sold off. And the man being babied by his mother. The mother saw the husband get taken out, so she babied her boys. Mm-hmm. You know, all of these things have a direct line that you can trace right back. And another thing you saw during those days is the slaves not treating each other so well because they each garnered the favor of master. Mm-hmm. And so you got to understand the psychosis that goes along here, and it still goes on today, which is the reason why I refer to everybody as brother and sister, because I want to be the catalyst for change. That's just me personally. Mm-hmm. Not perfect. I'm going to fail more than I succeed. But if you fail 7 out of 10 times in baseball, you might go to the Hall of Fame. I'm just trying to do good. You see mm-hmm. what I'm saying? I try to do better. And I think if everybody had that kind of mentality, just try to do better, then we can, try to all kind of prosper together. And I think we just jealous, man. That's the other thing. We just jealous. I can't be happy for Big Rube getting a new car. I got to figure out a way to get a better car than Big Rube. We can all do well together. I give you a short story. We had our brother Aaron Turner here with us earlier in the show, and Aaron and I and the whole Legacy Internet Radio, particularly the Ain't No Half Steppin' Marcus J crew, we all go back a long time because we all started in radio together in a different place. We kind of alluded to that. And I remember when we created Legacy Internet Radio, coming up on 2 years next month, we talked about the people who started in that original place with us. And 3 of them have their own radio stations. When we were just radio talent under one umbrella, that radio talent went and moved on and created their own radio stations, of which Legacy Internet Radio is one of the 3. And we were all, and still are to this day, very, very supportive of each other. And I think, again, as catalysts for change, we have to be mindful that people watch us, people pay attention to. We can't see how many of y'all listening right now. We can check it, but we don't know who you are and where you're at. Always have people that are watching you. And I don't know if that's directly addressing you. I guess I spoke more to solution than the why of your question. I spoke more of the solution, but that is, where I think it comes from. I think that it is ingrained, the Willie Lynch syndrome, which we know Willie Lynch is kind of a bullshit letter. Willie Lynch didn't exist, but that doctrine, that thought process is real. Mm-hmm. And we still exhibit that slave mentality.
That's why?
Well, I kind of agree with Marcus. If we just start to realize that we all can work together, we can accomplish some of the same things together. We're all people. We're all one people. I don't know. Everybody's trying to be the boss in the relationship. Everybody's trying to wear the quote-unquote pants. So, I don't know. I had a person I spoke to a couple of weeks ago. His wife passed away, and they were married for over 60 years. And he said they never had an argument. And he said they didn't have an argument because when they got married, they both agreed that if anything happened that they didn't like, they stopped and they talked about it, and they always made it a point to talk to each other with respect. He said 9 times out of 10, if you don't speak to your partner with respect, you're going to cause a problem. So if you learn to speak to your partner with respect, and he was giving me advice, if you speak to your partner with respect, they have no choice but to speak to you back the same way. He said that's how we avoided arguments. So
I can dig
I
that,
don't know.
man. That's good advice. I don't know that all of us are in a position to take that advice. I'm still
kind of late now.
it's kind of late. I'm still feisty, and I have to learn to subdue my passion a little bit more sometimes. But I respect that, man.
I think we all should kind of calm down a little bit in relationships. Just think a little bit before we speak.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. I mean,
What was that? I'm sorry.
sometimes sometimes we get caught up in the emotion
moments, yeah.
of being upset about something,
Mm-hmm.
and so we speak aggressive before we have an opportunity to think. And I think we're all guilty of that from time to time. I think anytime you're mindful of the error of your ways, then you have the opportunity to do better in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I like this question, Ruben, because we can say that we don't treat each other that well often. It's almost shocking when we do. And I don't want to tell another long story, but I've shared how I did the study where I made a point of speaking to 10 sisters in a day, random, that I don't even know. Unscientific poll of how many actually responded to me and what I felt was an appropriate manner. And, I've done it many times and I've gotten different numbers, but I would say on average, 6 out of 10 will respond in what I feel is appropriately. What's up with that other 4?
It's too bad people are not used to it.
Yeah. And I ain't trying to holler. I'm just not trying to holler. It's especially when you catch somebody's eye, your eye, and you catch that. To me, that's rude to not say nothing.
To not say something, yeah.
If I happen to, whether you're a male or a female, if I happen to be in a place where our eyes lock for a split second, then it's
Hello
incumbent
or
upon
something.
you to acknowledge the person. Whether it doesn't mean that you got to go and have a long ass conversation with them. You know what I mean? And brothers, sometimes we have issues with letting go of the macho-ness and just, loving each other and saying it. So you ain't got to go and be all mushy with it. Just give him the head nod. Let the brother know that you see him there. And, and you respect, what he doing. And, he in turn hopefully will do the same for you.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell a quick story because it's interesting that Marcus kind of pulled it out. Years ago, I was a volunteer with some kids, and they're good leaders and stuff like that. And one day, we were talking about people being nice and whatnot. So I was like, this is what we do. It was me and 2 other guys. We're going to send 10 smiley faces out by text to people. Anybody you want, or you just send them a smiley face. Now, part of that we got from Boondocks. I got from the Boondocks. Whereas, the episode is the dude was like, yo, man, why you sending that stuff? Oh, women like smiley faces. So, as funny as it was, we decided to test it out. And I would probably say about 80% of the people we sent smiley face to either sent a smiley face back, or they said hi, or they said something positive. You got a couple who just like, what's going on? But the point is, it's like, you got some where it's like, it sends smiley face back. It's like, how you doing today? So it's the small things. And I think that's probably a way to wrap this up. If you just did the small things to your significant other or people you don't know, I mean, life will just be happier. I work in a situation where I'm surrounded by Caucasian people quite a bit, and that's okay. I don't have issues with that. But when you're at the supermarket, and the supermarket you shop at has a lot of Caucasians there, not because black people don't shop there, it's just there's not a lot of Caucasians. There's not a lot of black people where I'm at. So when you see somebody, you smile or you say hello or whatever, and they smile and say hello back. I mean, people just need to just start being nice to each other. Then you don't have to know people. Just be nice. For God's sakes, if you're nice to somebody, that somebody might be nice to somebody else, and it starts something. And, just be nice, people.
That was my whole point in the blog last week with regards to Marshawn Lynch. And we talked a little bit about that with Aaron Turner, who was here with us earlier in the show. I'm only here so I don't get fined 29 times. And I said that was an embarrassment. And I said that it was rude. And you can give me this whole he don't like the media and all of that kind of stuff. He was rude to sit there and say that. And so it speaks to what you're saying, that it doesn't really take a lot to just be pleasant. And if you can't be pleasant, just don't be an asshole. Just don't be an asshole.
Cool. Done.
Cool, done. That's how you closing out your segment now, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm done, In a month, we'll be back with another roundtable. And, hopefully with the second anniversary of Legacy Internet Radio.
Yeah, man. And just so you know, one of our listeners just sent me a smiley face. And I just sent that listener back the equivalent of my own smiley face.
What's that mean?
And so we'll hopefully we're efforting.
Your equivalent.
We're efforting to have that particular person who's participating in the show join us on the other side of this last break of the night. Ain't no how Steppin, Marcus, Jay with SY and Big Rube. We'll be back in a few minutes with our rants and our closing. Stay with us.